Let's talk politics now, party politics specifically. Duduzile Zuma-Sambudla and former MK party spokesperson Nhlamulo Ndhlela have confirmed that they will be taking legal steps to challenge their expulsion from the party. The pair made the announcement during a media briefing held in Sandton on Sunday, just 3 days after they were removed with immediate effect. The MK party's Secretary General Sibonelo Nomvalo confirmed the expulsions on Thursday, stating that both individuals were found to have acted in a manner inconsistent with the party's constitution, core values and broader organizational interests. Well, let's unpack all of this, joined now by Professor Sipho Seepe, political analyst. Good evening to you, Prof. Thank you for your time. As far as departures from the MK party are concerned, where do you rank this on the political Richter scale, Duduzile Zuma-Sambudla and Nhlamulo Ndhlela? Is it the earthquake that it's been presented as in some analysis, or is it a mere tremor?
No, it's a mere tremor. Parties are much stronger than the individuals. You would have considered the expulsion of other serious people like Ace Makashole, Jacob Zuma. What happens is that despite the fact that these are people who are very senior, parties do recover. And there may have been an instance where the expulsion of Jacob Zuma led to a serious weakening of the ANC. Part of it has been that this is a person who had occupied very senior positions within the ANC, both as a former prisoner in Robben Island, as a former MK, or somebody who had been in exile, but also somebody who occupied senior positions within the party. So one would understand that somebody like that comes with a lot of traction and support. So we were not surprised that he also became a person who the ANC blames for its own dismal performance. But when you have a new party and you have people who do not have the same level of traction, you can't consider it to be an earthquake.
But how much of a test is it? How much of a stress test is it for the party's systems, its constitution, procedures, because that's partly what this pair is raising in their intended legal challenge to their expulsion?
Yeah, those are real concerns that the party must deal with. And it doesn't matter how the party leadership thinks that the actions they've been involved in are egregious and so serious that you can have what appears to be a summary expulsion. What the party requires to have done, if it has not done that, is not to look at the accusations or the charges only. It must also ensure that there are processes that this country has said that any position that you take must be seen to be fair. We are in a constitutional democracy, and the pair seem to be suggesting that they have not been subjected to a disciplinary process. So it may be true that they may have acted in a manner that is outlandish, that undermines the authority of the organization, but you still have to subject them to a disciplinary process. And within that disciplinary process, there's also an issue of appeal. And the pair now indicate that those appear to be issues that the party had not taken into consideration in explaining them. So from that perspective, they may have a case. And you've seen it also within the ANC, that before somebody can be expelled, the party tries to go through the process so that it is not found wanting. So the idea of fairness is something that is written large in our constitution. And I do think that all parties would be subjected to whether their actions can meet the test of our constitution.
Talk to us about the Duduzile Zuma-Sambudla factor. The relationship with the president of the party being the daughter of the president of the MK party, what had expulsion signals, but also some of the arguments that she's now raising subsequent to the expulsion that are seeking to now actually even question some of the people that participated in the decision-making that led to her expulsion from the party, and questioning whether they hold valid membership as at the date in which they set and took these decisions. What's that dynamic?
Well, the first The first point is that she is a daughter's, her father's daughter, and she had made that very clear that as far as she's concerned with the father, all is well. But she's also aware that the father is surrounded by people that she thinks have been influential and in making sure or having made him to gravitate towards agreement of this decision. But she says she has a right to engage him directly because they've been honest with each other. So I think it will be those bilaterals. But it's unfortunate that she talks about that without having tried to talk to him. Maybe she has been caught off guard because some people have always suggested that she has such great influence to an extent that people have said MK party is simply a family stockfell. So those who have been saying that are probably surprised that the president of the MK party may have agreed to this. But ultimately, they are correct to say, well, let's take this to the courts, because it's also important that she does not also compromise her own father. But as she says that she believes that her father is a smart person, he's a chess player, and he sees what is happening. But ultimately, this is what will stress the party. But I do think that her going to the court instead of appealing to the father is probably the right move, because if she appeals to the father, it then will give credence to the notion that that is a family stockfell.
All right. Thank you for your time this evening, Prof. That's Professor Sipho Seepe, political analyst, weighing in on the goings-on in the MK party over the last few days that we have seen the expulsion of 2 senior members who describe themselves, by the way, as founding members of the MK party, to stress the point that those who participated in the decision-making, at least according to them, well, some of them, their credentials can be questioned. According to Duduzile Zuma-Sambudla, at least.